Well, back to education matters. The Academic Staff Union of Universities has threatened that it may embark on industrial action following what it described as the federal government's deliberate refusal to honor agreements and address lingering challenges in the nation's university system. President of ASUU, Professor Christopher Piwuna, at a press conference in Jos, the Plateau State capital, said the lecturers have endured over 2 years of unbroken promises and delayed tactics by the government. The union says government actions undermines the principle of collective bargaining to which Nigeria is committed to as signatory to the International Labour Organization. All right, let's bring in Professor Adebayo Kolawole. He joins me via phone for more on this. Good to have you join us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So the idea we had, because it's been a bit quiet from ASUU for a while, and we thought that some of these issues have been resolved. Speak to us about what is still outstanding in terms of the, I'm guessing this is the 2009 agreement still.
Yes, you're correct. First, let me clear that I'm not speaking on behalf of ASUU. I'm a member of ASUU. So the issues, to the best of my knowledge, is that we have an outstanding agreement with the federal government of Nigeria. We have several issues that were pending in the negotiations that have been done so far. I'm also aware that since this government came into power, there have been a number of meetings and discussions with the leadership of ASUU, and there are promises made, many of which has not been fulfilled. The key issues in the negotiations still have to do with the remuneration of academic staff. It has to do with allowances and academic allowances that have been agreed previously but are yet to be paid in full. There are still outstanding salaries, I think 3.5 months, that is being owed, that has not been paid. There is also the issue of the revitalization funds for the universities that have not been released so far. Then the creation of universities without making provisions for their sustenance has also been a current issue that ASUU has spoken very loudly about. So all of these issues are on the table. And yes, ASUU has been quiet in the last almost 2 years, and that's mainly because there was still a lot of dialogue, a lot of talk going on. And the issue at this moment is that many of the members of ASUU are tired of waiting. They are frustrated. Many of the younger members of the unions have left the shores of this country because the Nigerian academics at the moment are the worst paid in the whole world. So that's not attractive to any young person to aspire.
But it would seem, Professor Kolawole, to seem that government perhaps wanted to ameliorate the plight of academic staff with the staff support fund, but ASUU seem to be against it. Why is ASUU rejecting the staff support fund?
You see, you have an employer who is owing you backlog of salaries, who is owing you a number of allowances, who has made promises to you in the past and did not fulfill those promises. And all of a sudden, out of the blues, without negotiation, without discussions, says, I will give you loan. It will be interest-free. You can pay back in 5 years. I will take that with a pinch of salt. What really is the nature of the loan? If I take it and there are issues later, where do I report to? Do I go to Abuja, or what really do I do? But instead of giving me loan, why don't you just pay me what you are owing me and pay me a living wage? I think these are the issues. I'm not at the ASUU national meeting held in Jos, but if I were there, and I'm sure many of our colleagues who are there, these are the things that will be going through their mind. That you can't be owing me legitimate earnings that you are supposed to pay me. You didn't pay me, then you now say, come and take loan. That appears suspicious. And I think I totally agree with the leadership of the union that put loans aside. Pay us what you owe us. Let's talk about a living wage for academic staff. Let's talk about making the universities what they ought to be in terms of facilities, in terms of the instrument to work. Loans, you can do that when all of these other things are in place, not loans when you are still owing me backlog of salaries.
Interesting, Prof, that the staff support fund itself is a loan, but it would seem now that another strike is looming.
Yeah. Yes, a strike is not always the first leg of action that ASUU always takes. It's only that the public only gets to react when they hear strike. You will note that in the last 2 years, there have not been strike, not because we are satisfied, not because members of the union are happy, but because we thought, oh, we could talk to a few people, we could negotiate with the government, we could get government to see reason, we could see well-meaning Nigerians talking to government and say, look, these guys have been up and doing, they have been doing their work despite the fact that you are still owing them and you are still not fulfilling your promises to them. Why don't you use that opportunities to address all their needs so that there won't be need for a strike? Nobody wants to go on strike. But it looks like we have been pushed to a point where if nothing is done, and when I say nothing tangible is done, a strike looks like unavoidable. The ball is in the court of government. They could do something to avert a strike, and that's what we are calling for at the moment. We are not going on strike yet. What we are saying is, let us avert the strike. Don't let it happen. Right. And it will not happen if you fulfill the agreement that you have willingly committed to.
Thank you so much, Prof. We're following your engagements with the federal government. We'll see how it plays out. Professor Kolawole Adebayo, former Deputy Vice Chancellor Development, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.